Hello, hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. Oh my gosh. I think I found out why a song sounds weird. Because I finished watching every bit of Miraculous so far. Miraculous Ladybug. Or it looks like Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. I don't remember the exact title. Nobody calls it that. Everybody calls it just Miraculous. Season 6 was good. I really liked it. But London special was a waste of my time. A majority of the movie didn't even happen in London. So I don't know why they called it the London movie. The London special. And welcome in, Reverie! I still don't... Should I call you Reverie or Otaku? I feel like I switch it every stream. And welcome in, Roar. And you're gonna hear me roar louder than a lion, 'cause I am a champion. And you're gonna hear me roar. Am I here? Oh yeah, I am. I had to like double check that the model was actually on. You're alive. Bean! It's always lovely to see you, Bean. How have you been? Yeah, I got my Pusheen hoodie on. And I was upset because with the movie, it was very clear that the voices switched. So I believe Marinette's voice was like the same voice, but her singing voice was not Christina V. Like, I don't know. It was just not the same person. And Cat Noir's singing voice, I could have swore that man even changed accents. I was shocked. I was like, why? Why did they change the voice? But I couldn't find them in the credits. They didn't credit who the singing voice was. They were like, oh, Christina V. And I'm like, wait a second. So who was the singing voice? Because there's just no way. Kicks Twitch. What do you mean, Kick Twitch? I'm not the person you need. I'm in a lot of pain since the accident. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know. Maybe it's too cute. Happy July. Yes, I hope everybody has a beautiful July. I think... So we had 4th of July recently. World Chocolate Day is coming up. What else is happening? I'm not the person you need. I hate fireworks. I am so sorry. I don't actually celebrate 4th of July, so... And my neighbors, they didn't... Since 2 of my annoying neighbors are gone, there was no fireworks this year. Because yes, some people still celebrate. I'm from Puerto Rico, by the way. So it's not normal that fireworks happen. But those neighbors, they would do anything to make noise. Oh my gosh. Every day is chocolate day. I agree in my heart. They're too loud. Right. I feel you, Reverie. I'm not the person you need. Oh, and the movie was so interesting too. Because it was like season 1. Honestly, there was a lot covered. Because they even had an identity reveal in the movie. But it was like a retelling of the entire series. So there was definitely... It wasn't like... I don't know how to say it. It's like an alternate reality. And welcome in, Wilden. Let me go ahead and put on the game. I love fireworks. I'm used to having a constant ringing in my ears. That's horrible. Well, Puerto Rico is not independent. Diamond. It's not independent. And let me tell you, that is a cause of debate, like every other year. Because there's like 3 different factions. Like, I don't even want to get into politics, but...
Now I'm capable of protecting more people.
I don't know much. Never listen to me. It's okay.
Now I'm
it's okay.
capable of protecting more people.
But basically, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So it's not an official U.S. state. But it's part of the U.S. It's a U.S. territory. So there is like a debate if politically people are like, oh, should we become a full state? Should we be independent, or should we stay as we are? So like it's the same debate every single year. Please, I'm tired. And there's like different laws and stuff, so it's not like one-to-one. There's some differences in the government. I won't get into it, but it is there. Fish and cops, fish and cops, fish and cops. Hey, join us. We have burgers and explosions. LOL. Let's go ahead and get started with the story. Ooh. Ooh. You know, Thomas, I cannot pronounce his last name. I'm not even gonna try. But the guy who made Miraculous, he wrote the songs in the movie too, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, multi-talented, okay? Well, multi-skilled, but still. Take a walk around. Turn around, right round. And you have ranch. On the way to the silken snare, something unexpected stops you in your tracks. Yes, faceted. Thank you, Dime. You're not Martin. You should be Martin. I want to talk to Martin. Get your manager. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm doing fantastic, Lemon. How are you? And honestly, I'm still riding on the high of my Discord widget. I don't know. It means nothing to anybody but me. But I love it. I love it. It's nice to like customize. And I don't have Nitro, so I can't do any of like the really cool stuff. But it was nice. You failed my test. Never listen to me. Oh! Oh no! Ah, dang it. It is an awesome widget. What did you use to make it? So you have to go to the Discord widget portal thing. So there's not like an app. You have to go to like... Let me pull it up. Because I even forgot. But it's a Discord thing. They have their own little builder. But it's a little bit complicated. Because you have to do stuff with the inspect element. So you have to be on Chrome. I have that song stuck in my head. And it's literally just the intro. Miraculous, simply the best. But like rewritten a slightly different way. It is called the Discord Developer Portal. And then from here, from the Discord Developer Portal, you can do stuff. Like making bots and stuff. And thank you so much for the cookie. I appreciate it. Did I eat it already? Yay, I have it right here. Let's eat it together. Missed you. Well, I'm glad. Well, you're here now. The marine swimsuit. Sounds like so much work. LOL. It was. To be honest, it was like an hour of work. Like 2 hours or something. You got a new swimsuit in Mabby. Ay. Okay, I'll go lie down. Body in pain. Oh, take a break. Take a break. You're lucky I even have a profile picture. If it wasn't for my friend drawing it, I'd have the default icon. That is crazy. To me, it's pretty important to have customization. If I had Nitro, I'd be unstoppable. Times like this, I wish I never existed. Nobody wants to listen. I'm screaming out for help. You. Yeah, you. Stop right there. Got you at last. You're under arrest. Come with me. What did I do? You sure you've got the right person? And what exactly have I done? No clue, but it's gotta be serious. Her Majesty personally ordered the Magister Merlin be brought back to the palace, so you know exactly who I am. Look, Magister, I've always admired you, but if you did anything that could harm Her Majesty, then I'd still have to do my job. I mean, true. Danon, what do you think you're doing? You're above. Take your hands off of Magister Merlin. She's one of Her Majesty's honored guests. Have you lost your manners? Let go now. Hold on, Lady Marge. You were the one who said the Queen wanted Magister Merlin brought back to the palace. You told me to keep an eye out during patrol, so that's exactly what I did. And hello, Dime. The side mission of pain, unless you got a rich folk. You're above Danon. You've got all this all wrong. Her Majesty wishes to speak to Magister Merlin in person and has requested her presence at the palace. You were supposed to inform her politely and escort her to the audience hall. Okay, so Marge is actually winning points a little bit because I remember when we first met Marge, we had beef. Good afternoon. Discord doesn't deserve any cash. If I have to close ads, it's not worth it in most cases. Yeah, I agree. I would never pay for Discord. Like, just flat out, I would just never do that. Which is why I never had Nitro. The only thing that really bothers me about not having Nitro is the storage. And is why I can't get behind it. Is someone else named Dime? No, I was talking to you. Did I refer to the wrong comment? Did I credit you with the wrong comment? Did I say something? You're the only Dime. I'm doing fantastic, Brony. How are you? Not to seize her like some common fugitive, for Dura's sake. I thought... So I'm in the clear? Of course, I'm so sorry, Magister Merlin. Please forgive us, Magister. The instructions were not passed along clearly, and it led to this dreadful misunderstanding. I'm sorry for how you were treated. I hope this doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth where the royal court is concerned. Your guards might want to work on their listening skills. Your instructions could have been clearer. Well, now that's cleared up, I am not the kind to, like, pick a fight with anybody. You are most gracious, Magister Merlin. Danon back to patrol. Yes. Redface, the guard... I can't even be mad at this guy because he did do his job and he proved his loyalty. So I'm not mad. Redface, the guard, blurts out one last apology before hurrying off. So what does the Queen want with me? Is something happened in Savannah again? Instructions unclear. Sword swallowed. That'd be crazy. You know, I watched a video about how they do it. And basically, the reason they can do it is because they swallowed the sheaf first. And they were like, when I was watching the documentary about, like, magicians and, like, circuses and stuff like that, they said it like if it was, like, oh, now you too can swallow swords. I cannot swallow a sheaf. That too is impressive. But they basically swallow the entire sheaf. And then since they can do that, they, like, relax their body so that they can swallow the whole thing. And then they hold it in their mouth. And then when they have the actual sword that's supposed to go in the sheath, they do it slowly so it doesn't, like, pierce anything. And then they put it back in the sheath. And then it looks like they swallowed the sword. I'm like, how do you relax your muscle that much that you can... like, that's impressive. Even that is impressive. No big deal. Yeah, literally, like, it's still impressive. Even, like, fire breathers or, like, fire dancers, those intrigue me as well. I saw a video on those. It's like a Chinese dance where they carry these... It's like a lantern. It's like a really, really, really big lantern on a metal pole. So they have, like, two on either side of the pole. Like in Mulan, How to Make a Man Out of You. How he has, like, the pole that has the water buckets. It's like that. But instead of water buckets, it's, like, basically a metal cage for fire, and then they'll dance with that, and it's really impressive. And sometimes they'll light fire on the floor. It is crazy, but they had, like, so much training that they don't burn themselves when they do it. I use another email for Discord. Keeps my email safe, and I use incognito mode on browser instead of the app. That's fair. So what does the Queen want with me? Something happened in Savannah again? I wish I could tell you more, but I wasn't given any details. Only that Her Majesty wishes to see you. If you would, Magister Merlin, please make your way to the audience hall. Her Majesty will speak with you there herself. I feel like we should... I don't feel like that's the main story. Ooh! I almost got derailed. Did you see that? I almost got derailed. We were supposed to go to the, like... The last place we left off was the... Was it the Solitaries? And then we met with the patron, or I forgot what their position was exactly. But he was like, oh, you know, it's information for information. So based on what you give us, we'll give you information of equal value. So basically we told that guy about the cards. What was it? The sword, the spider, and the wings. So basically we told him about, I think, the wings. No, we told him about Excalibur and the scabbard. And he says, okay, I'll pay that back, but first you have to get like some dish called Eternal Slumber from the Silken Snail. Or something like that. Her Majesty is waiting in the hall. I'll leave you here. Wait a second. Oh, this is a prerequisite. Oh, man. A fish that can cure any illness. They used to say that about mermaids, you know, like if you eat the flesh of a mermaid, you'll get immortality. Merlin, there you are. I've heard you've already done quite a bit of digging into those 3 symbols. It's very much appreciated. So have you found anything? Is there anything you need from me? I've started to make sense of the spider and the sword. I still got nothing on the wings. You briefly update the queen on the investigation so far and the leads you found. To be honest, I don't even like this. Assuming the mermaid doesn't eat you first. Yeah. Does someone have a mermaid I can eat? LOL. Only one way to find out. Well, I have a feeling that if mermaids did exist, that's just the rumor that humans made to eat mermaids. I don't think they would give you some magical power. But I could be wrong, you know? You know, it was either a Mushishi or Inspector that had a guy who ate a mermaid and then something else. So basically he did 2 dangerous things. He ate like a mermaid and then I think like a yokai. And I feel like the yokai have like something else. Like your body will heal indefinitely but you will die early. And then mermaid makes you immortal. So he had both. And it was a hot mess. I don't remember if that was Inspector or Mushishi. I have a feeling it was Inspector because I remember being so mad at Inspector. And so many of the plot points didn't really make sense. I don't even have a TikTok app or etc. I don't want to give them my phone number. That's honestly valid. I'm done with TikTok myself. I got sucked back into Skyrim. The Elder Scrolls. Oh, actually, I shouldn't sing that song anymore. I still love it, though. And started making a character. This is going to be your 50th run. 50th run? Goodness gracious. Yes, let's just eat the sentient humanoid sea nymph. Literally. I would never do that, but I've seen, like, that myth. I drank some water. My throat was getting dry. I forgot what it was. And now that I'm thinking about it, vampires kind of do that too, right? Like they they suck the blood out of sentient beings. 50 runs is nothing compared to how many times I've done Majora's Mask, LOL. But I love Majora's Mask, so if they want to make a remake of Majora's Mask, I'm in. You briefly update the queen on the investigation so far and the leads you found. You've gathered a fair amount of information already, but it's still too early to draw conclusions. More investigation is needed. Good. If you're already uncovered so much, then you're clearly on the right track. Stay on the course. Never got very far in Majora's Mask. Really, Brony? You should finish it. I think it's probably my favorite of Legend of Zelda games. Yeah, it is my favorite of the. Now that I'm thinking about it, like Twilight Princess is the only other competitor. Is really between Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask. All the other ones are good, but to me, those two are like the best. Though that isn't the only reason I asked you here today. Have you seen this report? Upper Circle Insider. A neon carp worth a staggering 1 million gold has made a splash in the fish market. Dang, I gotta give another shout out for knowing Mushishi. I think you did bring it up before though. Yeah, I like Mushishi. Honestly, Mushishi was way better than Inspector, and I feel like Inspector was trying to do that what Mushishi did. But Mushishi had so many like good episodes, like how you found out like the reason why Ginkgo was named Ginkgo. For anyone who doesn't know, that whole episode, I'm not gonna spoil it, but basically you learn a lot about Ginkgo in that one episode, and I was like, yo, this is good. And then there was that one creepy episode was the it was like the one, and it ended with like no, I won't say it. It just disturbed me. That was like the one episode I was like, oh. It's really not that bad. Like the scene wasn't that bad, but for me it just gives me the heebie-jeebies. A neon carp worth staggering 1 million gold has made a splash in the fish market, stirring widespread interest among the nobles. Baron Grandant, its current owner, made a public statement at his residence in the Upper District. This is no ordinary fish. It's a neon carp, valued at 1 million gold. The affluent noble emphasized 1 million gold. According to the Baron, the fish is a very rare variant of carp. Its worth lies not in its appearance, but in its medicinal properties. Neon carp soup is said to cure all ailments and grant immortality. Then you eat it. Why are you telling people? I watched the whole series. Don't remember any one of the episodes, but it was before 2 times speed power. LOL. It was really good. I liked it. Mushishi. And it was deep. So for anyone who doesn't know, Mushishi is basically about a guy named Ginkgo. And then he goes out trying to find and usually like disarm like monsters. Not all of them are hostile. So episodes end kind of differently and what the goal is that episode, but basically there will be like some sort of strange occurrence happening, and then he tries to fix that strange occurrence in some way. I heard about the runaway for life family that ate a harpy for food. Only the father survived. He adopted the daughter of the harpy in empathy and atonement for a secret regret. You know, I've heard there's like a YouTuber who made a video about like SpongeBob, but like make it realistic. And then Mr. Krabs was like part of the mafia, and he killed Pearl's parents, so he adopted her. That's what it reminds me of. But like Pearl didn't know. She was too young to like know what happened. But that explains why Mr. Krabs had a whale for a daughter. The ailing king, Maximilian, is the first thought that comes to mind when one speaks of this fish. Due to His Majesty's critical condition, the Queen has assumed the regency. However, Her Majesty appears to lack the requisite political acumen. To date, Her Majesty has resolved neither the succession dispute nor the escalating tensions along the border with Bantus. If this fish is indeed the right cure for His Majesty, Savannah's political landscape may be poised for another upheaval. In the meantime, one cannot help whether questioning the royal court has truly done enough to cure the king. When a baron can acquire the remedy with such ease, could the queen be reluctant to relinquish power? Or is Her Majesty deliberately delaying the king's recovery to secure an advantage for Princess Peggy in the succession? This is ridiculous. Whoever wrote this should be not only removed of their reporter status, because this is a load of garbage, but they should also be arrested for treason. Because why are you so openly hostile to the queen? I know that that's a kiki rumor on the street, but she is the queen. Do not forget. Period. Point blank, period. Like, you can pick a fight with anybody, basically. You can pick a fight with Sia. You can pick a fight with Cassidy. But you cannot pick a fight with the queen without any consequence. And if the Baron is so good-hearted and is willing to make a neon carp soup, why doesn't he just give it to the king and become a hero? He's already a noble. He doesn't need money. So, like, what's the situation? Why isn't Baron Grandin, like, under more scrutiny right now? And then the idea that a fish can grant you immortality is dumb. Is dumb. Because then a lot more people would have immortality, don't you think? They're, like, I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. The latter half of the report is full of speculation about the royal struggle in Savannah and where this all might lead. It was an anime, was it Thamoli? Oh, okay. With the harpy? I've never seen it. The reporter writes, if it was my queendom, arrested. The reporter writes with such confidence that you'd think he'd been hanging from the palace ceiling like a spider, watching the queen plot treason firsthand. By the time you finish reading, you almost wish an actual spider had written it. It probably would have been more accurate. Dura above. An entire report and not a single conclusion anywhere that lands near the truth. The sheer consistency of getting everything wrong is almost impressive. Merlin, what do you make of it? I think you should just throw it away. There is nothing you can do about those kind of rumors. Well, accuracy aside, he certainly has an imagination. As far as I know, no fish exists. Most likely some noble's latest stunt. Yeah, I honestly think it's Baron Brandon. Because if it was a reporter, wouldn't he have fought more and then, like, smack talk the noble more? You know, to get more drama? I'm gonna say most likely the noble's latest stunt. That's my thoughts exactly as well. Nothing I know about magic suggests a fish like that should exist. If it were only empty hype, that would be one thing. And honestly, this Baron guy, he should also be fined or something. Because you should not be allowed to make claims that are not true. Like, that should be a crime in and of itself. You should just not... It's openly malicious. 1 million yen for something that is not true. I don't celebrate 4th of July, Brony, but I hope everybody who did celebrate enjoyed it and had a good time. Welcome to the side quest of pain. Oh no! You'll be happy to finally get back to the main mission before days of hostage, pain, and suffering, and... Aww. Oops, I feel like I skipped something. In this letter, he insists the fish is too precious to be handled lightly, so someone from the palace must collect it in person at a place of his choosing. That's suspicious. But this morning, Baron personally delivered a letter to the palace, claiming he wishes to offer this carp to his majesty. It's suspicious. Like, I'm sorry, it's suspicious. I wouldn't even give that to the king because of poisoning. You know, like, this carp soup could be poisoned. You don't want us to see what you put in there. So really, at the end of the day, somebody should get the soup. And then some sort of, like, cupbearer should eat it first, make sure nothing happens to that cupbearer, and then give it to the king. Oh, yeah, time to... Yes, honestly, it's unacceptable. This whole rumor is unacceptable to me. I feel like lemongrass, unacceptable! Like, I just don't know how the people in Esperia can treat royalty so poorly. In general, how can you treat anybody that poorly? They're basically saying that the queen is committing treason. Wouldn't that normally result in death? So you're literally actively trying to campaign for someone's death. What is wrong with you? Genuinely. Off with their heads! I'd advise against accepting it. It reeks of trouble. And yet I can't refuse. Neon Carp can save the king has already made the front page in several papers. The press has latched onto it completely. Well then, you still gotta bring your bodyguards. You cannot go alone. That's not possible. Like, if she goes alone, that will be wild. Every move the palace takes is being watched. If I reject the offering outright, they'll twist it into another scandal over my regency before the day is out. If it concerned only me, I'd let it pass, but reports have already begun linking this so-called offering to a matter of succession. Get rid of them all. I just gotta say, like, this is ridiculous. This whole thing should not be happening. If I refuse the offering, it will be seen as a deliberate attempt to delay the king's treatment and buy Peggy time in the succession dispute. I can't allow that kind of rumor to hinder the search for Peggy and the Hall of Ancients. Bro, just send Peggy away. This is ridiculous. And I'm afraid that Peggy would be the victim of an assassination attempt. I genuinely think that. Because it's just so much drama right now. And like, it's not even drama, it's crime. It is crime. And if the queen is under so much scrutiny, could you imagine a child who is even more vulnerable? No. If something happens to the queen, who will protect Princess Peggy? It's a problem, right? Jarvis nuked him from orbit. Imagine. Lemongrass. Someone is clearly trying to force my hand. I may be on the back foot, but I refuse to sit still and let them lead me by my nose. Incredible word choice. And Merlin, you've said it yourself more than once. When it comes to magic, all of us are fumbling in the dark. All of us? What do you mean? Just because it sounds impossible to me doesn't mean it is. And if I dismiss this out of... Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Do you seriously buy the Magic Carp story? Please. Only to learn it might have helped Maximilian? That's not a mistake I can afford to make. So whether I look at this as a regent or simply as his wife, I have to see it through. I'm sending Captain Fernand to collect it. I want you to go with him and find out if this so-called miracle fish really amounts to. Normally, that task would fall to the court mages, but that would mean going through Sia, and I'd rather not. And I can't exactly show up there myself. If of everyone I might ask, you're the one I trust the most. To you, the whole report reads like a bad joke, but the queen is too desperate to ignore even the smallest chance to save the king. Even if it means humoring some noble's ridiculous spectacle. Your eyes fall to the line marked out in the article. Banishes all illness, grants eternal youth. You let out a sigh. Alright, I'll do it. Thank you, Merlin. He included the time and place in his letter, along with a sketch of that fish. I want to say, this is Japanese coded scenario. They tend to believe in mythical stuff like this. Really? I have beef with this whole thing. Take it. I'll leave the rest to you. His letter. Since receiving word of His Majesty's grave condition... I feel like I've already read this. No, I haven't. Since receiving word of His Majesty's grave condition, I have been consumed with such concern that I have found no rest at night. Even the finest King Solomon at breakfast could not distract me from thoughts of His Majesty's I am irritated. Exemplary governance. Each time I closed my eyes to rest, I found myself recalling his countless contributions to Savannah's prosperity. Bro. I'm fed up with you. Like, no one is thinking that much about the king. Like, nobody. Like, the personal life of an old man. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, maybe they do. Maybe the king's a celebrity. But I don't know. It just feels... to me. And you know what? They did have a whole parade. So now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, it kind of does make sense. Because they did treat Prince Orion and Princess Peggy like celebrities during that whole little parade. So maybe they really do feel like this. But I doubt it. Even while watching the ballet performed by the famous Pavlova, My thoughts remained with His Majesty, so much that you cannot even enjoy your meal or some entertainment. Ah, what would become of Savannah without His Majesty at the helm? And what a heavy burden would fall upon your Majesty. At this thought, I was brought to tears and overcome with emotion. Thus I dispatched my men far and wide in search of a cure for the king. At last my efforts have borne fruit. I have found an exceedingly rare fish, known as the neon carp, whose broth is said to grant eternal youth and cure all ailments. It cost me 1,000,000 gold, but for the sake of His Majesty and your Majesty, every gold was well spent. Don't you think it's interesting that royals are called His Majesty and your Majesty? What is the correct naming? Because I've heard Your Excellency, but I've almost never heard that for a king. It's always like a duke or something. Is it like different levels? You know, like royalty, like king and queen is always Your Majesty. Prince is always like Your Excellency or something. You know what I mean? Like, is it different? Is Her Majesty, imagine. And welcome in, Trudge. How you doing? I'm now holding, yeah, Wilden. I have so much beef with what's going on right now. He's got a fan club or an unhinged stalker, scorned lover. Who knows? But it just reads as icky entirely. Like, I don't know who this guy is, but he's making me uncomfortable. This is perfect. However, given the fish's fragile nature, I was reluctant to risk transporting it myself, so I have kept it in the river close to my residence. I humbly request that Your Majesty dispatch a guard to the river near the Upper District Arch Bridge tomorrow morning to collect the fish. Your faithful servant, Baron Grandin. It's pretty. Neon carp is a divine fish that cures all ailments and brings relief to all suffering. It's giving poisonous. It's given, don't give it to the king. I'll be your royal knight. Imagine. And Lemon, I don't think I sang for you today. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Lemon, the only food cats ask for by name. Royal pet caretaker. You look at the sketch of the miracle fish. A broad, heavy-bodied carp stares blankly back at you. The Baron is an excellent artist because this is a very detailed sketch. The only thing remotely special about it is a dark streak running along the fin between its eyes, shaped uncannily like a half-lidded eye. Isn't that suspicious? You can't help wondering whether this is truly a miracle fish, or just something that ought to be headed for the royal kitchens. No point guessing, miracle or fraud. You'll have your answer at Baron Grandin's ceremony tomorrow morning. I don't like this man's name, and I'm convinced I'm saying it wrong, so we're just gonna call him Gran. The cats want to eat Lemon now? Of course. Just kidding. ZZZ does a great job with character designs. Do they now? Is Vivian from ZZZ? I kind of get confused because I don't play those games. The only one that, of like those kind of like gacha games, I know that Mabby has a gacha and technically AFK Journey is a gacha, but you know what I mean, like Honkai, Star Rail, like Genshin, ZZZ, whatever, Neverness to Everness, like those kind of games. Like the open world gacha characters that you pool like that. The only one that I played was Honkai Star Rail. And so everything else that I've heard is from... Oh, and then I played a little bit of Genshin, but I got bored. Like, I'm sorry, I just got bored. Because I'm not trying to play through the entire story to unlock another character, to play that entire story to unlock another character, to play that entire story to unlock the character that I want to play. I'm not doing that. Or playing the gacha. Played Honkai because of the funny flash... I don't know what that is. But I assume it was funny. And I've seen some songs, like Burnus. I thought that song was very catchy. I think it's from ZZZ. I like the character design of Vivian mostly, but I don't like that while it's like Lolita inspired, the top is cut kind of weird. Like, I get why they did that, you know, like for, you know, to appeal to that audience. But personally, I really wanted like a true Lolita kind of character, or like Draculaura, which is much more, I don't know, like true to the heart of Lolita. What? And woke up in a place full of waifus in Honkai and became their king. I don't even know. I played Honkai because of I see. You ate at Culver's. I've never been there and never heard of it. Well, I mean, I feel like I've heard about it before, but the food is fresh and they're fast. Aw, I'm glad you had a good time. I started Impact 3rd when it came out, but gave up 3 months. Honestly, fair. I can only play a few of those kind of games because, I don't know, while I like them, I don't like the idea of having to spend so much money for gachas and then having them... You know what I mean? Like, I like games where it's not necessary to do the gacha if you never want to. Breath of the Wild has done irreparable damage to the open world genre. Do you think so? I've never actually played it, but I do want to play it. But I only recently got my Switch, so I never actually got the chance to play it. No point questioning, miracle or fraud. You'll have your answer at grand ceremony tomorrow morning. In what feels like a blink of an eye, the next morning arrives. The time stated in the letter is almost here, and the ceremony is about to begin. I'll head to the upper district and see for myself what this neon carp really is. It's like In-N-Out, but in the Midwest. I see. I also have not been to In-N-Out. But I assume, like, a burger joint? Thank you all for coming to witness this most extraordinary occasion. Well now, Captain Fernand, or should I say, Viscount Fernand, I'm almost embarrassed you had to come out all the way in person. Viscount, okay? No need for titles, I'm here on duty, Fernand is fine. Of course, ever dutiful, ever modest. Exactly what I expect from Viscount Fernand, Captain Fernand. Fernand's like, bruh. And the one with you today would be... Dura above, it's Magister Merlin herself. Her Majesty sent you in person? What an honor. That only proves how seriously the Queen is taking my neon carp. This fish may be, well, the very thing that saves His Majesty, worth every coin of the fortune I paid for. 5 of 5, 10 of 10, 100 out of 100, 5 stars. Nice! Not bad, but it's a pain if you wanna 100% it. On top of being the template for all these open world gacha games, I see. I don't even have a problem with open world gacha games. Like, that's not my problem. My problem is when parts of the story are locked behind money. Then it's not, you know what I mean? Like, for example, Twisted Wonderland is a great gacha game. There is gacha, but you don't have to do it. In fact, you can win the entire game never doing the gacha. You get free cards all the time in events. And even if you wanted to do the gacha, they give you free gacha pools every 12 times a year. So you get at least 1 SSR a year if you log in every day. And then you get diamonds, which you can also use for gacha. So there's plenty of free ways to get diamonds and then do the gacha if you wanted to do it. So that way, I don't have to spend a ridiculous amount of money. Master Duel is a great gacha. Yeah, I would say that too, because you don't have to do the gacha if you don't want to. You can do everything. I mean, well, you have to do the gacha to win, but you don't have to pay real money for it. Like, I've never dropped $1 on Master Duel, but I can still do everything that everybody else does. Maybe not as fast. Maybe I can't make every single new deck right when it drops, but you can still play it. You know what I mean? I was ranking the restaurant you ate. Yeah, Culver's. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Wilden. Finding a treasure chest and it's just experience drops and a bit of cash fills me with depression. For me, it's a red flag when there are multiple kinds of currency and then expiring currency. If I'm gonna pay for it, it better stay. You know what I mean? I don't like it when the currency expires. Like, that's a problem with Love and Deep Space. When you get gacha tickets, so with Twisted Wonderland, when you get 10 gacha points, you can save that for the entire year. So that's usually what I do. I play the game, then I get all 10 or like all 100 so that I can drop it on the character I want. Apple. That's how games, I feel like, should be. And I feel like AFK Journey is a great game at that because I don't do the gacha. Not really. Like, I started doing it, but then now I can get basically any hero I want just from doing the daily pool a day. And they give you plenty of gacha things for free. The only things that are time limited are the rate ups. And then the rate ups change every now and then. Yo, 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 welcome in, Zaki. I spent so much on fictional clothing in a world called Gaia Online. Oh my gosh, Trudge! I never spent $1 on Gaia, but I loved Gaia. Wait, actually, I did spend some money. I think I might have spent like $10 on Gaia. Something like that. And then I actually have art of my old OCs on there. I look at them and I'm like, wow, this was crazy. This was so cool. Gaia was a different time. And I still play Gaia a little bit. I go in and change my outfit every now and then. Buy some new stuff. It reminds me one time I got a hate message on Gaia. Of everywhere I could get a message, it was on Gaia. They sent me a friend request and then sent like a really mean, hateful message. In the message request, they did that so when I declined it, there's no log. That's what their thought process was. But I accepted it. We're friends. It made me laugh. I would go to GameStop just to buy Gaia Online. Oh my gosh, that was me and Mabby. I used to go over to wherever they sold the Nexon cash. And then I would buy the little cards. But I did a lot of surveys. So any of those Nexon points, I would have got from like my family. So like I would have got like birthday money. And then I put that birthday money to buying the Nexon cards. I think I lost 70 diamond satchels for my guild as expired. Oh no! But guilds are 90 members now. I do cosplay there. My name is King Aquaman. Nice. I should add you. My name is, I think, Rebecca Kitty 828. It's literally on my most, like, viewed. I have kind of a darkish outfit on. I just like the dark aesthetic. Like, don't mind me. Let me see how to get to my profile. I don't even know how to do this. Profile. I think this is it. This was a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us. I think that leads back to my profile. I'm not 100% sure. You can click it and find out. Except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You miss the OMG. Good old Flash Games Day. I kind of miss Flash Games. I miss World. Such an artist is a criminal loss. I also miss the Flash games, but I was mainly interested in towns. I did a lot of games on Neopets, if you remember Neopets. I love Neopets. And even Newgrounds. So I actually have the Newgrounds player, and I play some of those games that I find now. That only proves how... Okay, I think I already read this. Now then, before the fish is presented, allow me to say a few words about... Oh my gosh. Baron, Merlin and I don't have all day. We've got other things to deal with. Ah, Captain Fernand, I'm afraid I don't quite follow. Save the speech. Let's just get the fish. Ah, well, it seems Her Majesty is so eager to secure the neon carp for the king that ceremony must give way to urgency. I'm late to the party, but hello, everyone. Now the party don't start till you walk in. Lucian! Oh my gosh! You reminded me. Because the game that you remind me of, Lucian, actually got shut down. So I tried to click it and then play it again. But it actually got removed. Ah! So it's unfortunate. All I have are my memories. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories. See, it tastes like you. In that case, let's move straight on to the final part of the event. The palace's own envoy, none other than the illustrious Magister Merlin, will personally retrieve the legendary miracle fish, the neon carp. Me? Hold on, the fish is still in the water? Naturally, I reserved the whole stretch of the river so it could remain in peak condition right up to the final moment. Sadly, I must go now. Have a good stream, everyone. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Lucian. I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you so much for stopping in. SPD emergency. What does that mean? But thank you so much for the hydrate. I'm going to go ahead and drink. 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 You just left a comment on my profile. I'll add you if you haven't added me. And now, Magister Merlin, the honor is yours. Please catch the miracle fish and present it to Her Majesty. I just know that that's some, like, devious plot to make me go into the water, and then they're gonna release another report that was, like, Magister Merlin is incompetent and killed the fish before the, you know, potency. It's either gonna be like that, or look how Magister Merlin is doing errands like this. You know, like, either way, it's gonna be bad for the queen. I feel like they're gonna spin it as bad for, like, that I'm bad or that she's bad. Or both. I just do not trust this guy. Beautiful. I'm an expert fisher. You saw that? You saw how I crushed it? Flashy neon carp. This carp boasts vivid, shimmering colors and a docile temperament. Though edible, it's more commonly kept as an ornamental fish. Recently, its price has skyrocketed amid market hype. Ah, Magister Merlin, what a lovely cat. Anyone can see that luck is on your side today. Strange, there's no trace of the magic coming from that fish. It's just flopping on the floor right there. You close your eyes and focus, feeling for even the faintest stir of magic. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The plump fish merely stares back at you with blank innocence of a creature that has never had a single thought in its life. No. Then blows one pathetic bubble. No doubt about it, this is just an ordinary carp that happened to mutate a little and ended up with some extra patterning on its fins. Magister Merlin, this fish, there is no magic in it. It's just a common fish. What? No, that can't be right. Look again. This isn't some common river fish. It's the neon carp. I paid 1,000,000 gold for it. I've never seen things on Newgrounds. LOL, Will did. Nah, I LOL, DeviantArt too. I never actually did anything like sketchy on there, on Newgrounds. I don't. Oh, you're talking about like Rule 34 stuff. I literally had to like start thinking. No, that can't be right. Look again. Did he really, like, is he really feeling bad? Like, did he really, is he just dumb? Like, he could just be dumb. I remember I accidentally found your Twitter account. Did you now? Baron, you paraded an ordinary fish as a miracle cure and attempted to pass it off to the royal court as the king's salvation. You spread lies for your own advantage and made a mockery of the throne in the process. I mean, let's calm down, Fernand. Maybe he's just dumb. Under the laws of Savannah, that is treason. You are under arrest. I mean, guards, take him. You're the guard. Yes, Captain. Wait, easy with the arm. This is a misunderstanding, I'm telling you. There's been a mistake. I really did pay 1,000,000 gold for that fish. I didn't make up any of it. I'm the wronged party here. I demand the right to appeal as a baron. Because I Google searched something, I found like an angry tweet reply from you left. Me? I forgot what I looked for. What did you look for? Because I'm never angry. I'm chilling. Like 90% of the time, I'm chilling. There was like 2 times when I had to fight for my life because they were insulting Teen Titans, and I could not believe, like, what is the problem? Because I just said I like Teen Titans, and then they were calling me stupid and stuff. I was like, what? And I wouldn't say that it's angry. I never angry tweet. Twitter moment. Yeah, it was so bad. And then the same thing happened with Miraculous when I said that I liked Marinette's. So with that one wasn't entirely, like, I wasn't entirely not at fault. So I was partially at fault for the Marinette situation because I said I liked her design and that her name is like Irish, I think, because I looked it up, Dupan Cheng, and then it was like Dupan was Irish. So then I was like, oh, she's like Irish Chinese, I think it was, because Cheng. But then the French people in the comments were like, it's a play on a French word. And I was like, okay, well, it's a French show, so I'm gonna believe the French people. You know what I mean? So that's why partially some people were mad at me, because I did spread some misinformation. So I did delete that. But I still do stand by the fact that I like Marinette's design. Some people were just really angry at the design. How embarrassing. Turned me into a graveborn. LOL, no! Don't they wear bodysuits? The designs are wanting. Oh, not all of them were. So they have bodysuits, but also, so the argument, I'll show you what the argument was about. Because I just said that I like Marinette's design. So they're not always in their superhero armor, like their superhero suit. Miraculous, simply the best. Up to the test when things go wrong. Miraculous, the luckiest. The power of love always so strong. So I'll show you here. So the cause of that debate was partially me. So I will not say that I was completely innocent in that debate. But this is Marinette. So she usually wears this outfit. And the cause of the most debate was actually her hair. Because you see how it's blue? And then she has blue eyes. So it was interesting because her parents are Tom and Sabine. So her parents are French and I think Chinese. And I said the design is fine, basically. Like, we don't need to fight about the design because she looks like a mixture of her parents, you know? And, you know, like mom's hair, dad's eyes, you know? But they were like, it became into a whole debate. And when I tell you that thing blew up, I did not expect it to go like that. But it was horrible because they were like, I just wish they would embrace her East Asian, like, heritage. And I'm like, I feel like they do. Like, I feel like they do. It's just she has blue eyes. And they're saying, like, it's unlikely for her to have blue eyes when her mom has brown eyes, I think. And then I was like, I think her design is fine. It's just a mixture of her 2 parents. And they did not like that. They did not like that. So that's why, that was one of the things that I was, like, in a fight over. And the other thing that I got into a fight over was Teen Titans and how I said it was a good show. Literally, that was it. That was shocking. And they were like, it was actually weird. Like, people were blocking me for saying that Teen Titans was good. And sure, if you want to block someone for disagreeing with you, I don't really care. You can do that. That is your right. But they were also insulting me, saying that Teen Titans was objectively a terrible show. I said objective. No, it's subjective. You cannot like it. That's fine. I don't care. That's what I was saying. Like, even if this kind of couple existed in real life, Sabine and Tom, they can have a child with blue eyes. It's unlikely, but it's still possible. And then what if she had brown? The reason they designed her like that was, or her parents, they designed her parents like that, was, you know, like they wanted both parents to be represented in one child. You know what I mean? So I don't think it was that deep. I really did pay, hold on, I think I already read that. But it was a whole debacle. I'm innocent. I demand an appeal. I'm not admitting to anything. I paid a fortune for that fish. You can't just glance at it and declare it a fake. If it had that kind of power, there'd be a magic on it. There's no magic on this fish. Ask any mage in town, they'll all tell you the same thing. Are you saying Magister Merlin is wrong? If you insist, I can have other mages examine it again once we reach the guard base. Yeah. So, and honestly, there's a whole other miraculous debate, but I decided to stay out of it this time. Because I know that they're gonna get on me if I speak. But I love the show, and I love the show. I just watched season 6. I thought London special was a waste of my time. If you're a Miraculous fan, do not watch London. It was not my favorite. It was entirely irrelevant. It didn't even take place in London. Which is crazy, because every other special took place in the country that it was about. Like, what was it? Miraculous New York happened in New York. Miraculous Paris happened, well, I mean, sorry, not Paris. Yeah, well, Miraculous Paris did happen in Paris, but they're always in Paris, so that wasn't really a shocker. Miraculous Tokyo happened in Tokyo. You know what I mean? Now, Miraculous London technically ended in London, but most of it was in France still. And then most of it wasn't even in London. It was mainly in like some time barrier thing. I feel like I wasted 50 minutes of my life when I watched that special. No, of course not. I would never dare to imply such a thing. And for what it's worth, I paid dearly for that fish. I didn't make this up, and I certainly didn't set out to deceive anyone. And if that thing really is a fraud, then I'm a poor fool who got cheated. So why exactly am I being the one dragged away? I do kind of agree with him. Like, why is he under arrest immediately? We do not know what his intentions were. And if anything, he should be fined. Like, I don't think it's treason. I could be wrong. I don't really know the laws here in the Liberia Empire. But it feels kind of extreme to, like, arrest him for a misunderstanding, basically. You were the one claiming it could save the king. You declared it a miracle before you had any proof. You passed off a common carp as a cure for the king. Well, he didn't know it was a common carp. I'm going to say this. No, I'm going to say this because this actually provides a little bit more detail. How was I supposed to know? The man who sold it to me swore it was a legendary neon carp. Said it'd restore strength, cured anything, almost all of it. And I thought if there was even the slightest chance it might help His Majesty, then how could I walk away? I spent a fortune on that fish for His Majesty's sake. Yes, that's all it was. Whatever the fish turned out to be, my loyalty was real. I was desperate for some way to help the king. I trusted the wrong man, and I was duped. Call it foolishness, call it bad judgment, if you must, but don't call it treason. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have gone through all of this. I would have liked to see, like, receipts and anything like that, you know? Like, anything to prove that he had actually paid that much. Maybe he withdrew a certain amount of money before heading off to his trip or anything. Like, I don't know why we went straight for the arrest and straight for treason. Like, that's kind of severe. And hello, Bun! Bungo. How you doing? Unbelievable. I empty my purse, get sold a lie, and now I'm the villain here? Jura above. What a thankless world. A man offers his loyalty to the royal court only to be clapped in irons for it. Then why invite the press? Why not just offer the fish? Why turn it into a spectacle? You expect us to believe that this was only about the king? I'm gonna say, why not offer the fish? Why turn it into a spectacle? I was just... You invited reporters, staged a ceremony, and sold the city a miracle story about curing his majesty. If Her Majesty hadn't brought Merlin along and had actually taken your word for it, that fish might have ended up in the royal medicine cabinet. So go on then, Baron. Explain that part. To me, it sounds like you bought from Ash Ketchum. He thinks every Pokemon is legendary. Yeah, something like that. Like, I don't know if what he did was malicious. I don't know if it was exactly malicious, or if he's just dumb. Like, one or the other. You met him, not you. Yeah. Doing good. Is that Baron guy Queso? LOL. Imagine. He should have a collab here. I actually really like Queso. I think he's kind of funny. I haven't seen much of him. I've seen, like, the Dress to Impress videos. And then, like, a few of this other stuff. Like, Mecha Chameleon. I think he's funny. And I think he's a nice guy. Just from what I've seen. Also, you never trust anyone that looks like Henry VIII. Literally. That's enough. You're coming with us. Save your energy. Once we get to the guard base, you'll have all the time in the world there to explain yourself. Sorry, Magister. I'll take him from here. This fish was a fraud. No questions about that. But he didn't seem to be lying either. Did he really pay that much for it? Something's off. Better head to the guard base and see what came out of the questioning. I don't know. I just wish we didn't rush to him being, like, treason. What's the word for somebody who commits treason? Teen Titans media beyond the crazy Terra and Slade became multiple interpretations. Lost age. Yeah, I really like Teen Titans. I will stand by that statement. I like it. I think it was great. I think it was fun. And honestly, it, like, scratched the itch that we had for, like, more anime in the West. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's not an anime. But still, it was a fresh story that wasn't straight up kitty and animation. Magister Merlin, the questioning is over. Never watched him either. Got too much to watch. Right, I have a lot to watch. So I watch, like, some of his clips when he comes up, and then I listen to some of his streams when I'm doing other things. Is Miraculous based in France? I thought their cities were weird. Was murders of names. I thought their city was called, like, Tokyo Paris or something. No. It's straight up Paris. And they go to straight up other countries as well. But a majority of the show takes place in Paris. There are times when we see, like, London. And then, like, Felix is from London. So you see him quite often. And then in the specials, they go to other countries. Like, Kagami is from Japan. Luca goes to Brazil in season 6. Mergers. All good. Teen Titans was my childhood. I know, me too. Good timing, Magister. We've only just finished with Baron. Already? Shame. I thought I might make it in time. He folded almost immediately. The moment we sat him down, the whole story came pouring out. He swears he had no idea, says he genuinely believed it was the real thing, paid a fortune for it, and thought presenting it to the royal family would earn him a little glory. As for the reporters and the ceremony, according to him, this was just him being him. He wanted attention, wanted people talking, wanted everyone admiring his wealth and loyalty. I don't really remember the first season exactly, but I don't remember. Oh, you might be thinking of Big Hero 6, because I think it took place in San Fran, Tokyo. one comic before the Go series explained the ending of the original with Hapentera and G-Force. Gaps in the show didn't explain. Nice. I was more upset that Starfire didn't have her moment, but apparently Starfire is getting a whole nother season. I'm a little scared, but hopeful. Cautiously optimistic. Yeah, we had it good. So many mature shows for tweens growing up. Yeah. That sounds convenient. Wow, that's stupid. I'm gonna say stupid because I genuinely do think he was just stupid. I genuinely do think that. Yeah, that cartoon did it too, but I'm pretty sure the first season Miraculous was like that, but then again I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely Onward it was just France. Like it was just Paris. But I don't remember exactly what happened in like seasons 1, you know. I remember some of the people, like Stormy Weather was season 1, episode 1. Stoneheart was technically the first episode, but it was aired in a different way. But like Stormy Weather, Stoneheart, Volpina, I think. If we want the truth, we need to follow the transaction itself and see where it leads. Yeah, I agree. Magister Merlin, here's the interrogation record of the transaction. He gave us plenty to work with, and from the sound of it, Count Ramir may have tangled up in this as well. The written record is precise and formal, but even though all the official phrasing, you can practically hear him blubbering through every line. According to him, this all started when he happened to pass by the silken snare and spotted Count Ramir getting cozy. Oh. Most people would have kept their heads down and kept moving. Him, apparently, is not most people. He'd been trying to worm his way into Ramir's social circle for ages. Never quite managed it, but that didn't stop him trying. Did you also watch Justice League and Justice League Unlimited? I feel like I started watching Justice League, but I didn't finish it. And then I did not watch Justice League Unlimited. Oops, did I skip something? He naturally took the encounter as a gift from fate and cautiously made his way over. This place, Silken Snare, is ridiculous. They literally turned away a paying customer. I heard they serve some miracle dish here that keeps you young. I was going to try it for you, you know? And I couldn't get a table. I even used your name and they still said no. Can you believe that? Really, Mimir, you ought to do something about them. Behave yourself. And besides, didn't I make it up to you? Well, the soup I sent over, the one made from the neon carp, worth the trouble, wasn't it? More than worth it. Just look at me. The wrinkles are gone. I look in my 20s again. I thought you were spinning tails when you first mentioned it. I didn't expect it to actually work. So, what exactly is this fish? The fish carries magic in its flesh. It slows the body's decline, and the stronger the magic, the stronger the effect. Oh, really, Bama boy? The one you tasted was nothing remarkable. A true neon carp, one worthy of the name, can be prepared as medicine. One dose and illness is swept away. The body restored to its prime. So that miracle dish at the Silken Snare, that's made from the fish? Now that would be a trade secret, wouldn't it? Not the sort of thing one shares with just anyone. Wouldn't you agree, sir? Since you're lurking there and listening to every word. You had unlocked a memory? What was it, Aki? I wanted to watch Justice League, but I kept rerunning the hour-long special first episode, lol. Just had some ice cream. There was a game I used to play a long time ago called Injustice Gods Among Us. I've never heard of it. Let me look it up. Injustice Gods Among Us. It's a mobile game. Oh. I've never played this. It's not a bubble game, it's a fighter game. I see. It was like Mortal Kombat. I used to play it on my old iPad. Oh, interesting. I want some ice cream. Me too. I think I actually have some ice cream, so I might get that after stream. Baron, eavesdropping on a private conversation is hardly a polite way to introduce yourself. No, Count Ramir. Nothing like that. I wasn't eavesdropping. I saw you two talking about the neon carp, and, well, I was wondering whether it might be for sale. Oh, so that caught your attention. What is it, Baron? Worried that the years are starting to catch up to you? Oh, you had ice cream. Well, what? Did you bring enough for the whole class? Imagine forgetting that these people exist, only remembering that guy. Selective remembering is a curious thing. To be honest, I don't remember any of those guys. To be fair, I don't remember any celebrities. I just don't remember people. And I know this is a weird thing, but I have like facial blindness. So I cannot tell people apart either. Famously because I love Legolas. But when I found out he was in Pirates, I did not know. You can't have any. All yours? Hey, Zaki! That's all the versions of Green Lantern. I see. This summer has been flying by, and I hope it continues to fly by, because it is too hot right now. They're Green Lanterns. I see. The Teen Titans have a multiverse of media. The comic started... Yeah. I saw some of it, but I didn't really, like, read all the comics and everything. Especially how there's also, like, variations of each of the characters. Like, different Starfires, different Robins. And then, even within those characters, even within them, they also have alternate worlds and stuff, so it can get confusing. So for Teen Titans, I pretty much keep them in their own bracket. Too many comics, too much reading. I don't mind reading sometimes. Like, I read a lot of the Spider-Man comics because I really like Spider-Man, particularly Peter Parker. And then I read some of the Flash comics as well. I thought those were pretty nice. Ended sad though. I'm evil. No! Now, don't tease him, Baron. Has loftier concerns. Instead of worrying about wrinkles, he's always thinking of how to serve the royal court. Isn't that right, Baron? The royal court, of course. If that fish really does what they say, then it could help the king. Yes, exactly. That's why I came, and I want the best neon carp you've got. The rarest one. The one that actually works miracles. That's not how this works. You don't just walk up and buy one. Even Ramir doesn't have extras lying around. Watch your tone, commoner. Who do you think you're talking to? The disrespect is crazy. Like, obviously, she's with the Count, so obviously they got something going. Don't just call her a commoner. In fact, don't call anybody just like some disrespectful thing. Let's see how evil you are when you get 1,000 years dungeon XP, lol. Oh, do calm down, Baron. Why are you letting a girl get under your skin? I'll be honest with you, the fish you're asking for, the one that can cure any illness, isn't in my possession right now. But I do happen to know where such a fish might be found. And I know why you're asking. Your loyalty to the royal family is plain to see. Believe me, Baron. I care about the court just as deeply. The trouble, though, is its price. It's so expensive that even I had to stop and think twice. Count, you know me. If there's even the slightest chance that this could help His Majesty, then the price doesn't matter. Name it. I'll pay it. Well, at the current market rate, that fish would cost you 1 million. 1 million? Ramir, that's an astonishing figure, I know. But for a fish with that kind of power, the only one on the market, at that price, people would still fight over it. Of course, if it's too much for you. No, wait, I'll take it. I said I'd pay, and I'd will. I see. I'm not, like, diehard about a lot of the heroes, so I don't really know all of them. Like, I know Robin in some variations, like Richard Grayson. I love Richard Grayson, and his story I find very interesting. And I like the Batman animated series. But I don't know too well with all of the heroes and stuff. I did play, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I did play a DC game where you make your own hero, and I really enjoyed that one. Magnificent. Truly magnificent. Baron, your devotion does you credit. Very well. Since this is all in service of the royal court, I'll do you a favor and arrange the deal myself. And that, in Baron's own words, was how the whole deal happened. Yeah, my favorites always die. Until the Gray Man rolled around, and then I was like, so my favorite doesn't have to die. Count Ramiro sounds very suspicious. Looks like he's our best lead. We've already found out where he lives in the upper district. Magister Merlin, come with me. We're not done yet, and I'd rather have you there for what comes next. Where's Martin? I miss Martin. Wolf dog. Open up! I know you're in there! Stop right there. What do you think you're doing? A guard? You're covering for that count. Fine by me. I'll take you on both. Dang. Ramirez isn't in here. Somebody help. Get this. The fans voted Jason Todd get killed because he didn't like the sound of his voice in their heads. Dang. This is like just the 1/3 of the side mission. I was dying to get to the snare. I know, me too, Wilden. Why are we doing this random side mission? I feel like I put that in the survey because I got a survey like thing in the mail. I'm not sure if everybody got it, but so I did the survey and I was like, these side quests are too much. I'm tired of the side quests. All right. I'm done. I won't go in. I swear. Why are you trying to force your way into that house? What do you want with Ramir? I know, I messed up. I lost my cool. That's all. It's just a private dispute between me and Count Ramir. We can settle it ourselves. No, we can't. Because somebody was literally begging. That's harassment. That's harassment, sir. You can't just settle it yourself. You need to be in prison. That actually needs to be arrested. Because we proved that he had malicious intent. Immediately. Gacha games need filler too. What? My biggest problem with Green Lantern movie is the color of the suit, that is. Because it's computer generated? Are you kidding me? The color of the suit was computer generated? If you think about it, the ring projects the suit on his body. Oh, who names their son Angry Man? Shaking my head. Exactly. No wonder he's angry. His name is Angry. Oh, yeah. To be fair, I would prefer they would either voice act it, because I don't know, I get like, why are you gonna derail the whole story for this side mission? You know, I don't mind having a side mission, but I don't want to be stopped from doing the main mission. You said he scammed you. What was that about? Like, private dispute. Do you mean he scammed you too? Let me make something clear. What you just did is a crime. Exactly. By law, I can arrest you right now and haul you back to the guard base in chains. No, please, don't arrest me. I'm not the one who did wrong here. Well, you did wrong. Let's get that clear. It can still be you know what I mean? Like, he did wrong. He did literally try to break and enter. You cannot do, like, vigilante justice. I know I said I like Batman, but you can't do that. That's against the law. You're supposed to get someone else to help you. Well, the story's used in voice acted, but they had to cut it down. Well, this is a side story. That's why it's not voice acted. Because most side stories aren't voice acted. But the main story itself is voice acted. Then give me a reason to believe you. Right now, all I have is a man trying to break down a stranger's door. So here's your chance. Tell me why you came after Count Ramir. If your story sounds reasonable, I may be willing to go easier on you. You mean that? Only if you tell me the truth. That's also a crime, but whatever. Especially with the inequality in treatment, we immediately rushed to take, what's his face, the Baron. And then now we're not just giving this guy the same treatment is a little bit meh to me, but I made a decent fortune in trade. Thought maybe it was time to buy myself a title, a place among the nobles. I asked around. People said Ramir handled that sort of thing, so I took most of what I had and went to him. He had no problem taking the money. After that, all I got were excuses and delays. By the time I realized what was going on, he was gone. Now I've got nothing. No title, no money. And who was I supposed to report it to? Hello, officer. I was legally trying to buy nobility. I had nowhere else to go. I mean, okay, he does have a point. Because I was thinking, like, oh, he could report it, and then they're supposed to take action. But if he's illegally trying to buy a title, if that's not a legal route, then okay, I understand why he didn't. Yeah, but the side stories used to be voice acted as well, but to make the game more free to play, they had to stop paying so much voice actors. That's just not true, though, because I played plenty of stories that weren't voice acted. In fact, all of the stories were not voice acted. The only ones that, like, you can even look at my channel, the side stories that I played were not voice acted. Most of them aren't. Some of them are, but even like the collabs, like Fairy Tail and Free Ren, those weren't voice acted. And then, like, I have plenty of other ones that weren't even the collab ones, that were just regular side stories. And then those weren't voice acted either. I don't want to sleep, so tomorrow doesn't come, even though I have nothing tomorrow. Oh, you should go to sleep if you need to. Or stay up, because if you have nothing going on tomorrow, that's the thing too. The CGI Multicolored Lantern series, I did not see that, so I don't know exactly what happened with all of the lanterns. They stopped when they moved to global, but when I first started it on it was the side stories were voice acted. Okay, that makes more sense. Heyo, hello Snuggy. Did I tell you you're helping everybody on the island to meet? That was so funny to me. But how are you? I had nowhere else to go. So he wasn't the only one who got scammed. A professional fraud then. I've heard enough. Go home. I'll look into Count Ramir. But if I catch you doing something like this again, I won't be so patient. I think Ferdinand is a little biased, but I don't know. I'd prefer him to be biased to help common people. Should I be sad it only got one season? I like the nice red lantern. I didn't watch it, so I don't know. I should sleep. I've been getting terrible sleep these days. And I'm tired, but for some reason, sleeping is quite scary. That's interesting. I wish I could help you, but I don't know what the problem is. Maybe I'll sing you a song. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little Zaki. And I'm doing amazing, Snuggy. Yeah, yes, understood. Drink water. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I didn't see the redeem, but my phone is acting up. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I'm glad the song helps. Good night. Yes, understood. When he was pounding on the door, someone inside cried for help. She may know. Let's ask. Beat that guy up real quick. You knock. Only after repeated promises that the man is gone does the door finally crack open. Your follow alerts aren't working. Oh, I have to fix those. I hope you're able to. I also have weird moments with my stream sometimes. I need to stop playing with the mic. I'm bringing it closer and stuff. They had a second season, but it was on CM Streamy channel. Oh, that's not good. Well, have a good night. Have a wonderful stream. Well, thank you so much, Zaki, and thank you so much for coming in. A haggard-looking woman cautiously pokes her head out. The moment she sees Captain Fernand's guard uniform, she relaxes. Dear above, if you hadn't shown up and he'd got inside, I don't even want to think about it. You're safe now. He won't be troubling you again. And thank you so much for the ping. It actually scared me a little bit. Ma'am, I need to ask again, officially this time, is Count Ramir really not here? OMG! Oh my gosh, we're back again! Sleepy's back, so tell a friend. I was in another chat and saw they were talking about you, talking about me. They were talking about you, talking about me, talking about us, whose life dead now. But believe this. Guess what? Guess what? What? He's connected to an ongoing investigation, and we need him brought in for questioning. That's where the third season of Young Justice went to. Oh, Sleepy, you're crazy for that. They're above. He's not here. This house is mine, legally and entirely mine. Her eyes. It has nothing to do with that man. And neither do I. We're divorced. We simply never made it public. You're divorced? May I ask what happened? Why does that, matter? It's not something I'm proud of, but I finally reached a point where I couldn't put myself up with him anymore. Ramir may have the title of Count, but he has none of the character that should come with it. He lives far beyond his means, and once he picked up gambling, things only got worse. He's nearly burned through everything his family left him. And to keep that habit going, Dura above, I'm afraid he's done all sorts of shameful things for money. Sleepy! Before I left him, scenes like this were common. Angry men at the door shouting, demanding what he owed them. I couldn't live like that anymore. What I did not expect was that he would think this low. Too much of a coward to face the consequences himself, he started sending people to my door instead. That tells us what we needed to know. Thank you, ma'am. If anything like this happens again, send for the guards. We'll come straight away. How's she gonna send for anybody when somebody's banging at her door? The Countess gives a strained nod, then closes the door and bolts it. At this moment, there are two things we can say for certain about Count Ramir. Oh yeah, Snuggy is here to stay. He can't get rid of me even if he wanted to. Just kidding, just kidding. First, he has a serious gambling problem and a habit of spending lavishly. Even though he's short on money, that makes him reckless when he needs cash. He's probably going to the solitaries every night. Second, he has already been scamming wealthy merchants with promises of titles and influence. No, you don't, Snuggy. So it's very likely he used the same trick on the Baron. So the Baron really was scammed. Based on what we know so far, yes. Angry men? Did Angry Man mitosis himself into Angry Men? Maybe. Him and his brothers all became more like a lumberjack. LOL. Based on what we know so far, yes. But that involves the royal family, so we can't jump to conclusions. We still need to find Ramir and question him directly. Magister Merlin, where do you think we should look for him next? The solitaries? The river? Does he have another residence in the upper district? The place where the fish was being kept? No. I've already sent men to every property officially registered under his name. He isn't at any of them. As for anywhere unofficial, we don't know yet. That'll take more time to look into. The river? The place we kept the fish? You're thinking Ramir might go back to the fish and get rid of the evidence? Reasonable thought, but I already have that an area locked down tight. No one has reported seeing him there. So odds are he never went back. Have a good stream. Well, thank you, Snuggy. I really appreciate you showing up. And Sleepy, too. See you later. Maybe he's already out spending that money. You mean... Have you heard of the Twilight Pavilion? Bye-bye. Ta-ta for now. I have. Though I have to ask, how do you know about that place? As far as I know, it's the kind of discreet pleasure spot that operates in the Savannah's gray market. What's your beef, Fernand? Newcomers don't simply stroll in. You need an introduction or another way past the door. If the suspect's hiding out in the Twilight Pavilion, I'm afraid this is where the trail goes cold. I've only been inside on major investigations and always under escort. If you're bringing up the Twilight Pavilion now, I take you have a way in. Perks of the job. Even a great mage is allowed to have a life. The point is, I can get us inside. I'm gonna say this. Understood. My apologies. I shouldn't have pride. A man of Ramir's status could very well get into the Twilight Pavilion. He loves to gamble, and he's just come into a huge sum of money. The Twilight Pavilion would be a perfect place for him to waste it. Yeah, it is a very secretive spot. Then we move. Magister Merlin, let's get to the Twilight Pavilion and see if Ramir is really there. We're about to play cards! I actually love the cards. I want them to make a place where you can play all the mini games, like, on the side. Just for fun, not for some, like, activity points and stuff, just for fun. Huh. Haven't you been here? Haven't been here in a while. Looks like they've made the place even fancier. I have to say, this may be the single worst place in the city to conduct an investigation. Getting in is hard enough. Once you're inside, it's even worse. Between the disguise spells and the club's own rules, we can't tell who's who, and we can't exactly seal off the place and search it room by room. The moment a case involves the Twilight Pavilion, the whole investigation grinds to a halt. Grinds to a halt for good. Then why not shut it down? Even the guards can't touch this place? The Twilight Pavilion sits at the center of a very tangled web of interests. Once it enters the picture, the line between what can be done and what should be done starts to blur. More importantly, whatever happens behind those closed doors, nothing they do in plain view is technically illegal. That's why the place survives. It's easy to see why Captain Fernand hates this place. The Twilight Pavilion runs on its own rules, and none of them were written with the guards in mind. The good news is, you know those rules well enough to use them. One of the few twists I like about this quest is that the detour to the snare, but we crunch on a con artist, lol. Here, no one cares how clever you are, how strong you are, or how powerful your magic might be. What earns respect is winning at the tables and winning big. And Ramir loves gambling, doesn't he? Fine. Let's show him what a real card shark looks like. Leave it to me. Leave it to Lammy. He'll come to us. Good, then I'll leave it to you. Don't worry. I'll stay close and keep watch from the shadows. Somebody's not very good at card games. But I've been playing children card games since I was young. Dealer. A new round is starting. Want to join? Let's go gambling! Literally. This is essentially lie, right? Lie and Uno. Okay, I got a 4. Oh, you wanted to change it to 3. I still have a 3. I kind of want to do this 3, but I'm actually going to play this 3. Oh, 4. Okay. That's fine. High risk and high reward. Ooh, you changed the number. Okay. Oh, he challenged it. Okay, that's fine. I can change the color to red. I don't care. I'll paint the town red. Is this ever gonna end? Are you kidding? Another one? Is this ever gonna end? Poor guy. 5? Okay, I can do 5. And I'll play a 1. Play a 1. Aw, man. Oh. Two. No, come on, man. I want to play. You're challenging everything. I'm gonna let it pass. Just let me play it. Just let me play it. Let me play it. Oh my gosh! How did you do that? I just watched someone make a fortune. Come on, you gotta teach me how to play like that. Oh, this is nothing. Well, being good at cards doesn't make you a noble. Once the excitement dies down and the crowd finally moves on, 2 guests step up to you and secretly guide you off to one side. My friend, that was quite exquisite work. Tell me, what's your secret? Surely you can spare a little wisdom for 2 admirers. Practice. I just got lucky is all. I didn't say practice. Is that so? If practice were all it took, this place would be full of millionaires. Sorry, you had a guess. You gotta go now. We'll have a good one, Sleepy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Use the deck to get a different card and then show the discarded card. And they show the discarded card. They trade secrets to hide identities inside, right? Is that so? If practice... Okay. Fair enough. Everyone's entitled to keep a few trade secrets. Perhaps we should make it worth your while. We wouldn't expect a master to teach us for free, right? As I recall, you said skill at cards won't make a person a noble. For most people, perhaps not. For me, that depends. You can make me a noble? Sounds like you got connections. His Majesty is ill, and the prince has made it known that Savannah is in need of more capable people. As for me, I put forward quite a few promising people over the years. My recommendation still means something. So if you were willing to let me in on a secret behind those cards, I might be inclined to recommend one more promising prospect. And who's to say a talent for cards is any less a talent than any other? In short, I can promise you a safe path to the title. So, what do you think? Is that enough to buy a few lessons? Secretive, obsessive gambling and offering a safe path to nobility. It doesn't take much to connect the dots. The 2 standing in front of you are almost certainly Count Ramir and the accomplice who helped him run the scam. Not the best place to talk. Why don't we take this somewhere more private? Cautious, I like that. I'd expect nothing less from someone who can walk into the Twilight Pavilion and leave with half the room's money. And for someone with that kind of talent, I'm willing to be a little flexible. Very well. We'll talk somewhere else. The location is yours to choose. There's a cemetery not far from here. We can go there. Works for me. After signaling to Captain Fernand, you put on the air of seriousness and lead the two of them out of the Twilight Pavilion. Not very good. Merlin? And the guards? How did you... The guards? Why would guards be after us? Ramir, is this because... Shut it. My apologies. My companion is still young, and her nerves have gotten the better of her. I trust you'll pardon her lack of manners. Her eyes are the exact same as the lady that he was apparently married to. I like card challenges outside the pavilion. You get diamonds and rewards for each one beaten. I can't wait. I'll admit, this is not how I expected our paths to cross. Still, people such as yourselves, and Captain Fernand in particular, do not visit a place like the Twilight Pavilion without reason. So perhaps the wisest course is to pretend this little meeting never happened. Count Ramir, you're under arrest. What? Ramir, I told you! Be quiet. Captain Fernand, the Twilight Pavilion is a perfectly legitimate establishment. I was there for nothing more than my own amusement. Surely that is no concern of the guards. If anything, you should be more worried about arresting a count without cause, and offending the pavilion in the process. Are you prepared for that answer? Yes. Count Ramir, you're a suspect of fraud, illegal bribery for the sales of titles, and involvement in a case concerning an offense against the monarch. Under the laws of Savannah, both of you are to be taken into custody at once. To save your breath and come with me to the guard base. He's gonna try to run. Oh, he stayed. He stayed. To be fair, like, I get it. I don't know anything. Ramir couldn't possibly have done anything criminal. He just went to place to play a few cards and enjoy himself. There has to be some mistake. Ma'am, I don't think you understand the situation you're in. We already know that not long ago, you and Ramir sold Baron a so-called neon carp for 1 million gold. Yes, that part is true. Sure, the price may have been steep, but it was still a legitimate sale. Ask him yourself. He was the one who was desperate to buy it. Except you passed off an ordinary fish as something extraordinary. You exaggerated its value, made false claims about its effects, and used those claims to drive the price up. You said soup made from it could preserve youth, and that the finest ones, used as medicine, could cure any illness. Those were your exact words, weren't they? Given the amount involved, there is no petty trick. This is serious fraud. That would move into, like, grand larceny, right? It's between the ranges of 500 and 1,000. It's grand theft. Let me check. No, there was no physical force. The minimum threshold for grand larceny starts at 5,000, higher end of the spectrum compared to others. So I don't think there's any quite like 1 million. So the next chapter isn't out yet, or is this a prerequisite? The next chapter is out, and this is a prerequisite. Yes, if you knew that fish was a fake when you sold it, but if you didn't know, then no. Right. So that's why the Baron is just dumb. The Baron is dumb because he bought it, and he believed the lies, but they knew it was fake. So, and then the amount that they scammed him for was 1 million. So then that's even worse than grand larceny, because 5,000 was on the higher end. If he believes the fish to be great, then it's great for him. But they lied about the claims. That's the problem. They lied about the claims. Technically, both of them did. But he's just dumb, the Baron. The Count is knowingly malicious. Just have them transfer the guy to your kingdom, then you can send him to Suplex City. Exactly! It's fraud. They're making false claims. You should always be transparent and with your sales for anything. It's why on the back of food you have to have exactly what's on there. We'll decide exactly what to charge you with once the questioning is done. For now, ma'am, I need you to answer a few questions honestly. Tell the truth. If you don't, you'll only make things harder for yourself. I understand. What exactly was that fish soup about? Did you work together to cheat the Baron? Why invent this story with a cure-all fish? A fish that could save the king? What are you talking about? I don't understand. What does any of this have to do with His Majesty? Captain Fernand gives her a quick explanation. She already looks unsettled before, but now the fear on her face is impossible to miss. What? The fish is nothing like that, and most people say it's good for your skin. How could it possibly do anything like that? Ramir never told me it had anything to do with the king. He just wanted to help talk the Baron into paying a fortune for a fish, that's all. If I had known he was brazen enough to drag the king into this, I would have never gone along with it in the first place. No. I'm sorry, but you're just as much of a scammer, too. Maybe not treason, but still grand larceny. Even worse than grand larceny. And thank you so much for stopping in, Brony. You could say the whole situation was rather fishy. Like, just because you didn't know you were gonna scam the king, you knew you were gonna scam someone. So, like, you're not as innocent as you make it look. Did you work together to cheat him? Yes, I did. We were short on money. Ramir said that he had a few of those beauty fish, and we thought we could sell one for more than it was worth. He said the Baron would be an easy mark because he was, well, a man with more money than sense. You're not wrong there. Even so, 1,000,000 gold is outrageous, don't you think? I only meant to sell it for a little more than usual. I never expected Ramir to ask for 1,000,000 right out the gate. And he was so determined to buy it that once Ramir named the price, there was no stopping him. What exactly was the fish soup about? I'd been complaining to Ramir because I couldn't get a table at the Silken Snare. There's a famous dish there that people always talk about, the one that's supposed to keep you young forever. He couldn't get a reservation either, so he brought me the fish soup instead and said it would make me look younger. I thought it was just one of those silly beauty remedies people like to talk about, nothing more. More money than sense, literally. Literally. And when you said you felt like you were back in your 20s, was that true? That was me exaggerating. Besides, I am in my 20s. Fair enough. That I don't think is a problem. It's when the 1,000,000 gold was dropped that she didn't, like, say anything. And then she did purposely exaggerate the claims. Like, I don't have an issue with her saying that it made her feel beautiful or whatever. Like, your feeling can change, but claiming it can do something is different. You know what I mean? Like, attributing a... It's one thing to feel a certain way. Like, I do face masks. I don't think they do anything, if I'm being honest, but it makes me feel nice. That's fine. But to claim that something does more than it actually does is wrong. I'm done. I'm telling the truth. I would never joke about something like this, like that with the royal family involved. You have to believe me. You're focusing on the wrong thing. It doesn't matter that the royal family was involved. You scammed someone out of 1,000,000 gold. What difference does it make that it was a king or a baron? Thank you for cooperating. As for what happens next, you'll be informed once the questioning is over. Count Ramir? Count Ramir, he's the one who sold me the fish. He can prove I'm innocent. Hey, Count Ramir. Watching the Baron wave at Ramir like he's greeting an old friend, you and Captain Fernand trade a tired look. Save your breath. He's the one who scammed you. Honestly, I'm starting to feel a little sorry for you. What do you mean? I'm not sure I follow. Sounds like it could be some kind of drug-esque thing. It doesn't seem that way. I think they just lied. Like, they flat out just lied. They did not believe the claims. What do you mean? I'm not sure I follow. Captain Fernand explains everything. The truth about the neon carp and the fact that Ramir tricked him out of a fortune. What? You mean the Count and that woman were working together to cheat me? I paid 1,000,000 for a common fish? Then I hired reporters, rented the whole stretch of the river, invited half the city to come watch. So what you're telling me is, I personally paid for a crowd to come watch me make a fool of myself. The Baron rolls his eyes so hard he nearly faints. Dura above, leave the poor old man alone for a moment. The guards. Mind your words and your hands. A captain of the guard and the esteemed Magister Merlin should know better than to accuse people lightly and drag them off without cause. We have cause. If you insist on calling me a criminal, I do hope you've brought actual evidence to support these ridiculous charges. Because if you haven't, publicly disgracing a count will not reflect well on either of you. Still feeling talkative. Captain, tell him what we found. Captain Ferdinand goes through your findings one by one. Count Ramirez's face darkens with every word. By the end, all he can manage is a bitter smile through clenched teeth. I meant the feeling part, not actually doing anything other than make you feel it, becoming drug-like for the person to think it's working. No, there's no drug involved in the fish. The reason why she said it made her feel like she's in her 20s is because she actually was in her 20s. Yeah, I've heard of Arc Knights. I didn't know they were doing a My Little Pony collab. That's kind of cool. Well, I'd give you this. You have a knack for sniffing things out. That and an irritating amount of luck. I didn't expect you to stumble into that enraged little creditor. And I certainly didn't expect the great Merlin to turn out to be a card shark. So fine, you got me. Yes, I cheated the Baron. The man practically begged for it. Feed him a little lie and he'll swallow it whole. And that's wrong. That's wrong. Oh, I see. I misunderstood what you said. Or what you meant. Bun. I'm sorry. Forgive me. He probably thought he was one miracle away from saving the king and being thanked with a title of his own. But he does have a title. He has the title of Baron. Honestly, just imagining the puffed up idiot basking in the future glory is enough to make me laugh all over again. So that's it? You tricked Baron into believing the neon carp would cure any illness, all for money and nothing more. Of course, what else would it be? I doubt it was that simple. You implied to him that the fish could save the king. You encouraged him to turn it into a public spectacle. Remarkable. You're skilled at magic, excellent at cards, and apparently blessed with a very vivid imagination as well. I just wanted more money to spend at the tables. Honestly, looking back, I almost regret not pushing him harder. 1 million gold was clearly far below what he would have been willing to pay for a chance to impress the king. If I'd known how desperate he was, I would have squeezed quite a bit more out of him. He's cartoonishly bad. Like, he's annoying me now. Like, Count Ramir, with this many charges stacked against you, I doubt you'll have much use for the money where you're going. It makes no difference to me. The million is gone, and I had a wonderful time spending it. After questioning all three, you have a pretty clear sense of what really happened. It's time to reach the final judgment with Captain Ferdinand. Honestly, both Count Ramir and his accomplice should be arrested. I do not want her having a lighter sentence just because she didn't think that the royals would be fooled. She still intended to fool somebody for 1 million gold. That's not a little bit of money. That's a lot. And she fully intended to scam him. Therefore, she should be punished as well. Maybe slightly less than Count Ramir, because at least she's apologetic about it and did rout out Count Ramir. So at least a little bit, but not that much. And hello, James. Welcome in. Magister Merlin, it's time to close the case. Magister Merlin, we've got what we need. It's time to close the case. Count Ramir defrauded Baron for profit, took bribes in sale of titles, and exploited His Majesty's illness in the process. An act that amounts to offense against the court. His accomplice will be treated as a lesser offender, sure. I mean, sure. As for the Baron, He should be found not guilty. Whatever his faults, he was a victim here. Exactly. Understood. The two offenders will remain in custody, and Baron will be released without charge. And with that, the Neon Carp fraud case is officially closed. But as the Baron trudges out in misery, another surprise is waiting for him at the entrance. Of course, it isn't just any surprise. It's the very same crowd of reporters he invited to witness his grand presentation of the so-called miracle fish. That's so unfortunate. So the Neon Carp was fake. What happened? We heard that this was part of a fraud case. Is that true? How do you feel about all this? I only have one thing to say. Ramir, give me back my money. What a crowd. Let's get a little closer. Like, I would say to punish him a little bit, but he's already kind of getting punished. What a strange collaboration. Honestly, yeah. And not My Little Pony, Freeren is also going to Summoner Wars. She's going everywhere. First Mabby, then AFK Journey, and now she's heading over to Summoner Wars. What's happening? Where's she gonna end up next? Magic the Gathering? Isn't this one of the prince's servants? Ah, isn't that the prince's, you know, the one who's always around him? It's been so long. Is there something the Baron can do for His Highness? Baron, I've been instructed to deliver this invitation to you on the prince's behalf. He looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh character. Like his hair. I feel like he's gonna bust out and then like do some duel. I don't know which deck he'd have, but he looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh character to me. Actually, she started on E7 2 years ago. I don't know E7. Doomsday Survivor is having a collab with Fairy Tail. Interesting. We had Fairy Tail over here in AFK, too. Fairy Tail did not have an appearance in Mabby, though. Prince Orion has heard the full story. The fish may have been worthless, but your loyalty was not. In recognition of that loyalty, His Highness would like to invite you to join an upcoming private hunting outing. Ah, you lost me at hunting. Ah! Prince Orion, why? 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 Now, this is priceless. Does the Baron even like the press and attention now? Literally. Congratulations, Baron. It's a private hunt hosted by the prince himself. And as far as I know, you're the only Baron invited. Please accept the invitation. They're above. I'm deeply honored. I knew it. I knew that million wasn't wasted. I, the Baron, never make a losing investment. No, be humble about it. Be humble. Close your mouth. Reporters, pens ready. Forget everything before this. This moment's worth writing down. The Baron comes back to life instantly, waving the invitation at the reporters like he's already turned the whole disaster into a personal triumph. Well, that seems to be the end of it. Time to give the Queen the full report. Well, this turned out to be as well as could have hoped. Shame the miracle fish was a fraud after all. Man, I thought I was gonna find somebody I like. But Orion had to be a hunter. Goodness gracious. Yeah, the dude frauded Henry the Eighth with a fake fish. Should have gotten charged with attempted murder. Well, not attempted murder, because the fish was just a fish. It was a regular fish. So it would have just been the king's lunch. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't murder. Now, if he had poisoned it, then that would have been a different story. Not counting the prince shenanigans added. Honestly, I'm just so angry that he's a hunter. Baron going on a hunt? Walking grand feast for animals? LOL. Merlin, you're back. Captain Fernand reported in earlier, so I already know the gist of what happened. Thank you for helping with this magic, Merlin. It would have been such a messier situation without you. As for the so-called miracle fish, just as we suspected, it was an ordinary fish. A magical fish that cures every illness was always a fantasy, but for his sake, I still wanted to try. In a way, this is for the best. At least now we know the truth, and we can stop spending precious time on false hope. If this path leads nowhere, then we will find another. There has to be a way to save him. I'm sorry you were sent chasing after an illusion, Merlin. As for Count Ramir, I want rights for the fish, right? Count Ramir is in clear violation of Savannah law, and the evidence leaves no room for doubt. He was punished accordingly. What was his punishment? As for the Countess, who was dragged into this through no fault of her own, no. She definitely frauded someone. Not out of a little bit of money, too. A lot of money. No fault of her own. She had a lot of faults. She's a scammer, just like Ramir. The guards will make sure she is not troubled again. Troubled? Unacceptable. Money may not have been his only motive. He planted the idea that the fish could save his majesty. I understand. There may be more going on here than a simple scam. I'll have it looked into. Thank you for pointing it out, Merlin. These are troubled times, and Savannah is anything but peaceful. Tread carefully from here on. So that's the end of the matter, then. Yes, the guards can handle the rest. But we're not done yet. There's still the divination reading, and the matter of the sword. I need you to keep digging. If you need anything, just ask. At the Queen's request, you worked with the Captain Fernand and discovered the truth behind the Baron offering of the neon carp. Man, I'm just angry. Like, out of everything that happened, I'm angry that Orion is a hunter. Bruh. It's fine. I still have Ludovic. But, do you know what time it is? So, we did finish the side quest with the Baron and the fish. Oh, no lie, there's this dude who was getting food stolen from a coworker at his place of business. So we made him something with peanut butter in it. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, because that's an allergy. You can die from peanuts, but you're not going to die from a fish unless the king had that allergy. You know what I mean? That's why it's not attempted murder, because the fish wouldn't have been able to kill you. What's a hunter? Like, hunting deer and stuff. Because he invited the Baron to go on a hunt. Unless he's gonna whip out something crazy like, Baron, you're the one we're hunting. Like Lord of the Flies type thing. Imagine. Imagine. Or a literal hunter. Yes, literally. Like, literally a hunter. Unless the hunt that we're about to see is not an actual hunt. You know what? You know who's streaming that I never get to see stream? Snuggy. So there's no one playing AFK Journey. So we're gonna go ahead and raid out to Snuggy. So you mean to tell me you're not allowed to make yourself something to eat with anything in it just because a coworker might steal it and eat it and be allergic to it? Well, it is attempt of murder because you made it with the intention of harming someone because of that allergy. You're the last bastion of AFK Journey, literally. I feel that way. Take care. Well, thank you so much for coming, everyone. We just played through the story with the fish and the scam and all of that. And then now we're going to go see AFK Journeys. I'm not AFK Journey. Oh my gosh. Splatoon, I believe. Snuggy is playing Splatoon 3. So kind of the same. Not really. But have a good night or morning. See you guys next time. But with that, I don't know what case you're talking about, Bama Boy. But I agree. If he did not know that the guy was allergic to peanut butter, he shouldn't have been attempted with murder. But if he knew the guy attempted murder, was allergic to peanut butter, then that would be attempted murder. It's like when a woman is being stalked, and I saw a case where she was stalked, and then she put poison in water that she had left behind, and then just put it on the table, and then he drank the water, and then she was tried for murder. But thank you so much for coming. Have a good night or morning. See you guys next time. Love you guys and stay sweet. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Don't wanna be